We're here at the Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Shane Mosley press conference. With us is Eddie Goldman. Eddie Goldman, give us your thoughts. And who are you going to pick?
Well, I'm a journalist, so I'm not in the job of picking either of these two tremendous fighters. I think there are two storylines here that are really important to pay attention to. One, of course, is the fight itself. Undefeated Floyd Mayweather Jr., one of the best of our time, my opinion, the best of the past decade, against one of the great fighters, Sugar Shane Mosley, a cinch for the Hall of Fame after he retires, is Mayweather. And bigger, he's probably stronger, he's probably not faster, but he's always had a power boxing style, which is his father and former trainer, Jack Mosley, used to call it. It's going to be a difficult fight for Floyd, but Floyd it has the speed and has a few years on his side. Shane Mosley is a veteran in his career. But the other storyline, which is probably just as important, and we're still unraveling it at this point, is that this fight will be the first major fight on a professional level in the United States, which, according to promoter Richard Schaefer of Golden Boy, will be using the protocols of USADA, the U.S.Anti-Doping Agency. In other words, not what a lot of us consider relatively weak urine testing that leaves out a lot of drugs that the Olympics test for, and a lot of athletes have been abusing, like human growth hormone. Recently, a British rugby athlete was found to be using it. He didn't cry or complain. He was suspended 2 years from professional rugby in Britain because of that. They're going to be using this same protocol. But what the penalties will be, now again, we hope that nobody is using any of this kind of stuff. And we know Shane Mosley, when he was involved with the Balco situation a number of years ago, did use a number of these substances. I don't know, I hope he's not going to be able to use any of these anymore. But we don't know exactly what the procedures are, because when you get caught using a performance-enhancing illegal drug, which is harmful to your health and can kill people, as many of these drugs have done, in the Olympics, the first offense, you're banned for 2 years. Second offense, you're banned for life. Those are obviously not the penalties in boxing, and this fight still will be in Nevada under the regulation of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So hopefully we won't have to find out the answer to that question in this fight, but what it does raise a greater question, that boxing has to improve its level of regulation to catch the dope cheats, and that's primarily to protect the clean athletes. So the clean athletes don't have to put all this junk, this poison, this dangerous stuff into their bodies in order to think that's the only way they're going to be able to win.
First of all, maybe they need one type of commission instead of, is it every state and everybody? There's there's rules every place, and there's no real rule.
Right. The state of boxing is an international sport, and in the U.S. it's regulated by state athletic commissions, each of which has its own regulations, its own rules, its own enforcement. And we've seen that in Nevada. The head of the commission, Keith Kaiser, said he's happy with the urine test when it's well known, it's already been established by the scientists and the experts in this field, that there are a lot of very common performance-enhancing drugs, such as human growth hormone, that athletes are using to cheat, that can only be detected today by a blood test. I know they're working on one, for example, for HGH, a urine test for it. And even the Nevada Commission doesn't screen for all the illegal substances. I think this is primarily a health issue. Boxing is dangerous enough as it is, where you have fighters hitting each other in the head. They have no medical insurance, no pension, all of this. And in a couple of years, when their career is over, unless they've set themselves up, which very few fighters do, they're going to be scrounging around, and that's why you see so many fighters fighting well into their mid and late 40s and even 50s, because they have no money. Nobody taught them how to keep the money that they had. They didn't even teach them how to deal with the tax situation and all of that. So the fighters need more protection. And you're right, there has to be at minimum a national commission in the United States, but something even greater. Frankly, I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're just going to see things in the sport of boxing get worse and worse and worse, But the fact that they are using the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency in this fight is one small step forward. We'll see whether that momentum can continue or whether, like so many other things, it will just get worse and worse as it does in boxing.
Well, thank you very much, Eddie Goldman.
You're welcome.